Hey, my winners, welcome Tuesday, May the 30th. Hope you all had a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Welcome here to Break the Board, where we break down each game on the slate in all major sports. Today, just a Major League Baseball day. But again, hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend with your family and friends, had a chance to cook out, pay homage to all those men and women that sacrificed their lives so we could have the freedoms we have. I know we always talk about on Memorial Day and 4th of July, but it's really each and every day we should thank all those men and women, troops, first responders, just everybody that puts their lives on the line so we can have the freedoms that we do have. Tough weekend, lost 5 games after the 8th inning, lost 3 games Saturday on walk-offs where we had the lead, gave up the lead, so it's been very, very tough. It's been a brutal stretch. By far the worst 2.5 months in the last, it's been 14 years since it's been this bad. I've had a bad month, never a bad 2.5 in a row, but, BetOnline is your number one source for all your basketball info, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds and lines, including the latest player reports for this year's NBA playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters this season, as we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. Basketball, MLB, NHL, hockey, right to UFC and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games right from the comfort of your own home. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use our promo code, that's BLEAV, capital B, B-L-E-A-V, BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. So last night, my Boston Celtics finally went away as I suspected they would. Obviously, I gave out the moneyline parlay with the Cardinals and the Celtics. Of course, the Cardinals get no hit through 8 innings by the freaking Kansas City Royals and bullpen guys. But hey, it just goes to show where my luck's been lately. But, you know, I wanted to, when the line first came out, I said Heat plus 7.5's the play. And then the problem is all the money was going the Heat's way. All the bets were going the Heat's way, which shocked me because in the beginning it was Celtics and then it took a huge turn. So I said, I'll just play it safe and, maybe the Celtics do, get the game 7. That just goes to show when everybody's talking about it, just go the other way. Just go the other way. If you just go the other way, you're going to win way more than you lose. But the Miami Heat, congrats to them, 103-84. They move on to the NBA Finals. Jimmy Butler putting in 28. Caleb Martin. I mean, this guy's a dude, but he was at Nevada. He got lost, and that just goes to show the great coaching of Eric Spoelstra and what he does and Pat Riley and that Heat organization. Going back to the finals again, just a first-class organization. Boston should really, really take some pointers. Joe Mazzulla last night. I want to give him credit, but then in the post-game press conference, should you stop shooting all the threes? I mean, you shot 21%. No, we don't need to change anything. Jaylen Brown can turn the ball over 8 times, right? That's fine. We can jack up 5 of 70 or whatever absurd amount it was and just continually watch the dumpster fire. And then I know that Jason Tatum rolls his ankle the first play. But let me tell you something, man. I've saw Kobe play through that and score 30. I've saw Jordan play through that stuff. I mean, the flu game, food poisoning game, whatever. And I'm not putting Jason Tatum on their level. I'm just saying you can't come out and say, I'm him, and then play like her. All right? You just can't do that. All right? So Boston has huge questions. I get, they won and forced a game 7. Well, yeah, maybe, but they should have never been in that position. They should have never struggled with the Hawks. Their outlook on how to play the game is absurd. To be quite honest with you, I think you need to tear down and rebuild the whole thing. I was on, hey, keep Brown instead of Tatum. At this point, I think the whole thing, it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. You get to the same place every time. You bring in, whether it's Kyrie or it's Kemba or it's Brogdon, you keep looking for that point guard piece. Man, I just think it's more than that. I just think, and then not to say, hey, we're 2 for 1,000 from the 3-point line. Let's just keep jacking them. Like, it just makes no sense to me. So, Boston, I mean, they got huge issues. Again, I think the whole front office needs to be flipped. I think the coaching staff needs to be flipped. And quite honestly, I see if I can get a king's ransom for Brown. If not, I'm not, you got 2 years till you got to extend Tatum with that Supermax. I let him play out the contracts. You're better off paying more later on, and making for sure you got what you need, because I'm not sure they got what they need. So, NBA Finals will kick off Thursday night. Miami Heat at the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets beat them both times this year. Nuggets are laying 9. That's a really high line. Miami already had that flight to Denver booked. And again, Spoelstra, what a cojones, man. Hey, we're booking it. We're going to Denver. I don't know what you guys talking. They came out ready to play, and Boston came out like a bunch of wimps. And again, I know people are going to say, "Oh, Tatum. I see him holding the ankle here." Look, you gotta shoot it up with every narcotic there is, and go on with it, man. You gotta put painkiller needles. I've watched Scottie Pippen be effective. I was just watching The Last Dance the other night. Bad back on and off the court, be more effective than Tatum was. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't. To me, if you're him, you can't go say I'm him and then play like her. That's just what it is. So Denver will be laying 9 minus 390 on the money line. I think Miami's really going to struggle with the size of Denver. I think they have no answer for Jokic. Obviously, if Jimmy Butler and Martin are playing this way, but it's really the others for Denver. But I could see Miami this first game really putting up a good fight. I think it's more apt that Denver wins by double digits in game 2 than they do game 1. So it's either game 1's a stay away or you take the Miami Heat. What I would love to see happen is the Heat find a way to steal game 1. And now the Nuggets are only like minus 180 for the series. That would be great. But I think Nuggets win this one in, 5 or 6. The Vegas Golden Knights last night put a thumping on the Stars 6-0. Just goes to show I know nothing about hockey this year. Great hockey season last year. This year's been a dud. The Dallas Stars just got absolutely destroyed. So that's going to get underway Saturday. Big break. Florida Panthers at the Vegas Knights. Vegas laying $1.30. Comeback plus 110 on the Florida Panthers. Teams with extra rest 1-9 in the playoffs, or in Stanley Cup history, rather. So, man, Florida's hard to step in front of. Florida is really hard. I think game 1, you can't bet it either way. You just see how it plays out. But man, it's as much as I love my Vegas Knights, it's really hard. I mean, the Panthers have beat the Bruins. They beat the Maple Leafs. The Hurricanes were the second best team over there all year long. They've had a harder path. They've played better teams. I just think, I want Vegas, but I think it's going to be really hard. I think Florida is going to be tough to beat. But again, we got till Saturday about that. Baseball, rotation number 901, the San Diego Padres will be at the Miami Marlins 902. First pitch 6:40. The San Diego Padres will be throwing Ron Weathers, the southpaw, out there, 1-3 with a 3.94 ERA, averaging about 4 1/3 innings pitched. Sandy Alcantara will get the start for Miami, 2-5 with a 4.86, averaging about 6 1/3. Right now, the Marlins minus 135, plus 116 on the comeback. For the Padres, your over-under set at 8. The under 5-0 in Weathers' last 5 starts versus the National League East. The under 4-0's Weathers' last 4 starts overall. The Padres 1-4 their last 5 meetings in Miami. The under 7-2 in the last 9 meetings in Miami, and 6-2 in the last meetings, 8 meetings overall. Chisholm, he's still out till early June. Soto's probable to be back in the lineup. Machado's still out, so they've just had some. San Diego's offense horrible, 26th in Major League Baseball. Marlins not much better at 27th, but at least the Marlins are second in their division, 4.5 games back of the Bravos. And their last 3 starts, Weathers 0-3, and the Padres are 0-3. He's averaging 6 innings pitched, 5.09 ERA. Alcantara 1-2, as well as the Marlins are 1-2, 6 1/3 innings pitched, 1.24 WHIP, 5.59 ERA. He just hasn't been electric as he normally has been in the past. In Weather's last 10 starts over the last 3 years for the Padres have been 2-8 in those games against the Marlins. They've lost both of his starts. Most recent one coming back on August 11th of 2021, where he pitched 4 2/3, giving up 6 runs. Alcantara, he won his last start out against Colorado, but he has really, really struggled. The Marlins, just think about how dynamic that guy's been, but this year has been a rough start. He's had 10 starts this year. The Marlins have only won 3 of those 10 starts. He's only pitched 1 shutout, but 2 runs his last outing against Colorado, but before that 4-6-2, 3-2, 3-9-3. He's really struggled, but against the Padres, 2-1, 2 shutouts, and only 3 runs in the other outing. Last year, a shutout in his last outing, 7 innings pitched. That coming back on August 15th of 2022. Just based off pitchers, no real opinion, but if I had to, I'd take the Marlins minus the $1.35, $1.36, depending on where you shop for your shoes. Second game on the docket, rotation number 911, the Texas Rangers, who are red hot, playing 912, the Detroit Tigers. The Texas Rangers will throw my boy Martin Perez out there, 6-1 with a 3.83 ERA, 1.47 WHIP. Faedo will get the start for the Tigers. 1-2 with a 4.15 ERA, 0.74 WHIP. Rangers minus $1.35 on the road, comeback plus 115 on the Tigers. Rangers 4-0 in their last 4 games during game 2 of a series. Over under set at 9 here. Over 5-0 in the Tigers' last 5 games following a loss. And the over 5-0 for the Tigers in their last 5 home games versus a left-handed starter. Rangers now improved to 3-6 in their last 9 in Detroit. The over 5-1 the last 6 meetings. Rangers 4-9 overall. But this is a little different just because this Rangers team has exploded and completely way different. So it's hard to go with history with these teams against each other, especially Texas bringing in the 4th-ranked defense, number 1 ranked offense. I mean, the Rangers, Bruce Bochy, manager of the Rangers. How good's that cat? I mean, all those championships and having San Francisco in the hunt, takes a little break, and he's right back in there. So Perez in his last 3, 2-0. The Rangers are 2-1. He's averaging 6 1/3 with a 1.32 WHIP, 3.79 ERA. Faedo, Tigers 1-2, and he's 1-2. Averaging 5 2/3, but he does have despite his 4.24 ERA, does have a 0.76 WHIP. Tigers definitely had their chances early. Rangers have won 4 of Perez's last 5 starts. Overall, when he plays or pitches against the Tigers, the Rangers are 3-4. His last outing coming last June 16th, where he pitched 6 innings, gave up 8 hits, 1 earned. Faedo won his last start out after losing his first 3. So again, you guys know me, though I hate laying wood on the road, my lean is definitely my boy, Martin Perez. You guys know that's my buddy. Cleveland Indians, rotation number 913 versus the Baltimore Orioles, 914. Indians won game 1 of this series yesterday, 5-0. They'll send Cal Cantrell to the hill, 2-3 with a 4.75 ERA, 5 2/3 innings pitched. Kyle Gibson will get the call for the Orioles, 6-3 with a 3.82 ERA. Your over-under is set at 8.5. The under 6-0 in Cantrell's last 6 starts versus the American League East. Baltimore under in Gibson's last 4 starts at home, and under is 4-0 in the Orioles' last 4 home games versus a team with a losing record. Indians now improved their mark to 8-3 in their last 11 against the Baltimore Orioles, despite their huge turnaround the past 2 years. Indians bring in that 30th ranked offense that's just bloody awful. Orioles with the 8th best offense, 10th ranked defense. In their last 3 starts, Cantrell is 0-1, and the Indians are 1-2 in those, averaging 5 1/3, 6.89 ERA, 1.40 WHIP. Kyle Gibson, 2-1, 1.21 whip, 2.37 ERA. He's really turned it up here his last 3 starts. Cantrell, the Indians have lost his last 2 when he pitches, but so far here in 2023, when he goes, the Indians are 6-4. His last outing again against the White Sox, May 24th, pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 earned. He's faced Baltimore 3 times in his career. The most recent coming back August 30th, 2022, 6 innings pitched, 1 hit, 1 run. So really good outing for Cantrell there. Gibson has won his last 2 starts and really bounced back. The Orioles have won 6 of his last 10 outings. He's been razor sharp these last 2 after a little bit of a bumpy road. But against the Indians, he's won. His teams are 1 in his last 5 outings. His last one, 2019, though, where he pitched 4 1/3, giving up 5 runs, pitching for the Minnesota Twinkies. My lean, there's some steam that's opened up 125. Or 130 rather. It's ballooned all the way up to $1.45. Comeback plus 125 on the Guardians. So pros and Joes alike, loading up on Baltimore on the bounce back. I would have to give the nod there too to the Orioles. Rotation number 921, Milwaukee Brew Crew, 7:07 Eastern Time against 922, the Toronto Blue Jays. Adrian Hauser will get the call for the Brewers, 1-0 with a 2.25 ERA. 1.25 whip, averaging 5 innings pitched. Kikuchi for the Blue Jays, 5-2 with a 4.56 ERA. Will get the call for the Blue Jays. Over under set at 9. Right now, Toronto line is at $1.55. Comeback plus 134 on the Brew Crew. Over under 9.5. Brewers 0-4 in Hauser's last 4 Tuesday starts, 0-5 in Hauser's last 5 road starts versus a team with a winning record. Blue Jays 0-4 in their last 4 games following a win. The over 4-0 the last 4 meetings. On this one, Brewers bring in the 24th ranked offense, number 10 for the Blue Jays. In their last 3 starts, Hauser, again, he just had that 1 start recently. Kikuchi 0-2, and the Blue Jays are 1-2 in those 3 starts. He's averaging 5 2/3, giving up 13 hits, 1.90 whip, 7.90 ERA. So just really got no reason there with him. Hauser has 1 start against the Jays coming back June 24th last summer. He pitched 6 innings. Giving up 9 hits, 5 runs earned. There again, Kikuchi, he same outing, only gave 2 innings pitched, 5 runs. So the over would be definitely something to look at here. No opinion on the side. If I had to play it, I'd probably take the dog, the Brew Crew, plus the 135 if I had to play the game. Rotation number 923, Cincinnati Reds playing 924 Boston Red Sox in Boston. This line has moved drastically in Boston's favor, which it should. Laying $1.90, comeback plus 160 on the Cincinnati Reds. Red Sox 15-11 at home, 10-15 are the Reddies on the road. Over under set at 9.5. Lively will get the call for the Reds, 2-2. With a 2.65 ERA, 0.88 whip, averaging 4 1/3 innings pitched. Bello will get the call for the Red Sox, 3-2 with a 4.08 ERA, averaging 5 innings pitched. Over 4-0 in the Reds' last 4 road games. Remember, the over-under is set at 9.5. Reds 0-4 in their last 4 interleague games. And the over is 4-0 in Bello's last 4 starts. Sold to the over. No, just kidding. Reds 1-6 the last 7 in Boston and 3-14 the last 17 meetings. Again, I'm not laying $1.90, but if you were going to make a bet in this game, I would find somebody else to parlay with the Boston Red Sox and throw them in a little parlay here. 9:03, the Philadelphia Phillies will face the New York Mets. 9:04, Ranger Suarez, the southpaw, get the call for the Phillies. Kadoe Senga will get the call for the Mets. Suarez, only 1 start on the year, 9.82 ERA, 2 whip. He only pitched 3 2/3. Senga, 4-3 on the year, 3.94 ERA. 5 and a third innings pitched. Phillies come in 25 and 28. Mets 27 and 27. The Mets 12 and 9 at home, 11 and 8 on the road are the Phillies. Right now, Mets laying $1.30 plus 110 on the comeback for the Phillies. Over under set at 8.5. The Phillies 0-4 in their last 4 during game 1 of a series, so they don't get out the gates well. Mets 5-0 in their last 5 home games. Phillies 1-6 the last 7 in New York, 1-5 the last 6 meetings. The over-under has ticked 12-5-1 in the last 18 meetings in New York. Their Phillies 21st ranked offense, 14th ranked offense for the Mets. Senga obviously has never faced the Phillies. Suarez in his last 10 starts, he's made 3 this year. The Phillies are 2-1 in his starts, and the Phillies have won 5 of his last 6 starts overall. Against the Mets, he's 3-1, giving up 1 run, 3 runs, 0 run, 4 runs. But the 4-runner was all the way back in 2018. Senga, after winning his first 4, the Mets have went 2-3 in those starts for him. Gun to my head, if I had to play the game, I would take the Mets. But I just want to see how this gets started off because, the Phillies, I haven't figured the Phillies out yet. And I don't think the Phillies have figured themselves out, to be quite honest with you. They're all that talent, they should be much better. And they just haven't lived up to it. St. Louis Cardinals, they'll look to get no hit again by the Kansas City Royals. What an embarrassment. It wouldn't matter because Boston blew it anyway. But Zach Greinke will get the ball for the Royals. McCollis will get the rosin bag for the Cardinals. Cardinals laying $2 plus 169 on the comeback for the Cincinnati Royals. So this opened up $1.85. So definitely steam in the Cardinals' way. Royals now 17 and 38, 24 and 32 for the Redbirds. Redbirds 11 and 16 at home, 9 and 17 on the road are the Royals. Greinke 1-5 with a 4.55 ERA. McCollis 3-1 with a 4.23. So both of these guys, you can put them in a trash can truck, as my 8-year-old likes to say. Your over/under set at 9. The under 5-0 in the Royals' last 5 road games. The under 5-0 in the Cardinals' last 5 overall, and 4-0 in the Cardinals' last 4 interleague games. The over, though, 4-0 in McCollis' last 4 interleague starts. Royals, 2-6 the last 8 meetings, 2-5 the last 7 in St. Louis. If you look at these pitchers over their last 3 starts here, Greinke 0-1 and the team is 0-3. Averaging 5 1/3, a .83 whip, 2.87 ERA. So Greinke has been better. McCollis 2-0 and the Cardinals 3-0 in his starts. 6 2/3, .85 whip with a 1.80 ERA. So both pitchers have been much better. I would definitely lean the under 9 here would be my lean, but again, over-unders aren't my thing. I just want no parts of this game. The Cardinals just really disappointed me yesterday. In every way, shape, and form. Cubs, should have gave them out yesterday. I had a lean, but again, I'm scared to step in front of the Rays because they beat me like a rag doll every time. Cubs got the win 1-0. McClanahan, the southpaw, and of course the leading Cy Young guy in the clubhouse right now for this year, 8-0 with a 1.97. Facing Hendricks, he'll be making his first start of the year, 0-1 with a 6.23. Over/under set at 7.5. The over 5-0 in the Rays' last 5 games during game 2 of a series. The over 4-0 in the Cubs' last 4 games versus a left-handed starter. Over 5-2 in the last 7 meetings between these teams. The Rays are now 9-5 in the last 14 games here. Tampa Bay laying $1.95 on the road, plus 165 on the comeback for the Cubos. Again, no opinion here. I guess you could sway me if you said parlay Boston and Tampa Bay, but I just hate big favorites like that, man. It just never works out for me. It just never works out for me. Rotation number 915, the Minnesota Twinkies will be facing the Houston Astros, rotation number 916, 8:10 Eastern time. Over under set at 8.5 on this one. Minnesota Twins minus 122 on the road. Plus 105 is the comeback for the Houston Astros. 12-14 on the road are the Twinkies. 14-12 at home are the Astros. Joe Ryan will get the call for the Twinkies. 7-1 with a 2.21 ERA, 0.95 WHIP. Belak 1-2 with a 3.55 ERA. Over under set at 8.5 here. Yesterday we had the Houston Astros. They had got up 5-4, and as fate would have it, they were one of those teams that let the Twins tie it up in the top of the ninth, 5-5, and then ultimately hit a 2-run homer to destroy us, and as they used to say in Mortal Kombat, finish him. 7-5 there. So not a good outing for us there with the Astros. You know, Joe Ryan's just been so hot. There's no way you can step in front of him, to be honest with you. I just can't get down with that. That's way too risque for me. So I'll just go ahead and avoid that. And, for right now, I mean, maybe my opinion will change, but right now I just have the bitterness of bullpens destroying me. Couple games we kind of skip over here. Los Angeles Angels got the win last night. They're plus 125 on the road. Tyler Anderson will get the call against Lucas Giolito. Giolito will be laying $1.50. No way I'm laying that price with Giolito. You either take the Angels or you don't bet the game. Colorado Rockies, Kyle Freeland, the southpaw, will go against Zach Gallen, who's been lights out. Gallen laying 250. I mean, that's just incredible. 250. Colorado Rockies plus 205 on the comeback here. Colorado Rockies plus 205 on the comeback. Over under set at 8.5. When a line gets that high, I want no parts of it. Same thing in this Atlanta Braves game. The Braves will be laying 260. The A's beat them up last night. I made a joke. I said, after the Cardinals lose to the Royals, I might as well bet the Braves so they can get beat by the A's. Well, good thing I didn't bet the Braves, but the A's did beat them. Elder will go for the Braves today, minus 260, comeback plus 215 with the A's. Again, no way you can play this game unless you take the dog or you throw the favorite in a big parlay here. Rotation here with the Pittsburgh Pirates. They'll be facing the San Francisco Giants. We did have the Giants yesterday. They easy win 14-4. Aveda will get the call for the Pirates, plus 120. Briba will get the call for the Giants, minus 142. Aveda 3-4 with a 4.70 ERA. Briba 2-0 with a 3.6 ERA, 1.09 WHIP. Over under set at 9. Pirates 0-4 the last 4 meetings and 0-5 the last 5 in San Francisco. The over 15-6-4 the last 25 times that they have been in San Francisco. Pirates 20th ranked offense. Giants got the 12th. Pirates 11th ranked defense. Giants got the 16th. The Giants have been hot as a firecracker though lately. Briba in his last 3 starts hadn't got a decision. 2-1 with a 0.9 WHIP. 0-0 earned run average. Johan Avedo 1-1. The Pirates are 1-2 in his last 3. 16 2/3 innings pitched, 12 hits, 1.3 WHIP, 2.70 ERA. Avedo's last couple starts though, his last 6, the Pirates have only won 1 of them. He's never faced the Giants. Briba, the Giants have won 3 of his last 4. Again, the Giants hot as a firecracker. I think the lean there is to lay the $1.42. And then we wrap up the slate with the Los Angeles Dodgers minus 360 with Tony Gonsolin. Unbelievable. Jake Irvin with the Nats plus 290 on the comeback. I mean, there's just, again, you can't even break this game down. It's a waste of time. There's just no way you can lay that in the Nats. I mean, again, you know, when you get up over minus like 250, you might as well just take a flyer on the dog for like a half unit. I mean, really, because you only need to win 1 out of every 3 to really even break even most of the time. So, Just food for thought there. Yankees, they pummeled the Mariners last night. Again, as fate would have it, I had a little $50 parlay to bring back $2,300. I was up at the counter, and after I placed my bets, I had like $100 left, so I did two $50 parlays. $50 parlay to win $2,300. Everything on it hit. Knights money line hit. Heat money line hit. I can't remember. The Cubs were in there, but for some ungodforsaken, it was a bunch of dogs except one favored. And that would be the Seattle Mariners, who got pummeled last night. They'll throw Logan Gilbert, laying $1.42. Nestor Cortez, the southpaw for the Yankees, will get the call. Yankees 14-10 on the road. Mariners 16-14 at home. Cortez, the southpaw, 4-2 with a 5.3 ERA for the Yanks. Gilbert, the righty, 3-2 with a 3.60 ERA. Your over/under is set at 7.5. The over 5-0 in the Yankees' last 5 versus the American League West. The under is 7-1 in Gilbert's last 8 home starts. Yankees 36-16 the last 52 meetings in Seattle overall. 35-16 the last 51 meetings that they've hooked up with the Mariners. Yankees 13th ranked offense. Mariners 19th, and their defenses are stout. Mariners 5th, Yankees 7th. In the last 3 starts for these guys, Cortez 1-0, and the Yankees are 2-1. 16 and a third innings pitched, 1.35 whip, but a 6.61 ERA. Gilbert's been much better, 2-0. 2-1 are the Mariners in those starts. He's went 19 and 2/3 innings, 13 hits, 0.76 whip, 3.2 ERA. Cortez's last 4 starts, the Yankees have won 3 of them. He's only had 1 start against the Mariners, which was last August 10th, going 6 innings, scattering 3 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. Gilbert, again, has won his last 2 starts against the Yankees. When he pitches, the Mariners are 2-1. His most recent, August 8th of 2022, 4 innings, 10 hits, 7 runs. Before that, 7 hits, 6 runs. So, you would think the Mariners here, but I would either wheel back with the Yankees. They've been hot, Judge. I don't know why they keep pitching to that dude. I think you take the Yankees plus the $1.27, or you don't bet the game. But major leans, I lean the Orioles. I lean the Rangers today. Let's see, who else? And I lean the Angels. I like them. I lean the Yankees and the Giants. Those would be my 5 leans. Again, it's early in the morning. We'll see what it looks like come 3 o'clock Eastern time. That's when I'll have the plays out. You can go to BC or email me at john@bccsports.com. bccsports.com. Work out something for you for the rest of baseball going into football. Also, remember that BetOnline is your number one source for all your basketball info, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds and lines, including the latest player reports for this year's pro basketball playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters this season, as we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. Basketball, MLB, NHL, hockey, right to UFC and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games you can play right from the comfort of your own home. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use our promo code BLEAV. That's capital BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online where the game starts. Again, happy Tuesday to everyone. If you're going through something out there, get on your knees, say a prayer. We're all going through stuff, and whatever you go through is just making you stronger. When you ask for things or there's things you want, trust me, right now I'm in the process. God's taking me through the process. Everything's hard, everything's difficult. But to me, it's always a character building exercise that brings you out the other side. People get really frustrated each and every day. Why me, or why me, oh Lord, or why did this happen to me? And it's really just a process we're in to get better, right? Nothing is easy. Everything in life is hard. Nothing is handed to you. Everything is earned. You got to get up every day, kick butt, take names, and have a positive attitude. And like I always talk about, you just got to be grateful to have another opportunity. I had one of the guys text me yesterday, are we going to have winners today? And I said, we woke up. That's a win. You know what? When I'm going 1-2, 2-3, 1-4, what do you want me to say? At least we get to wake up and do it again. Not going to stop working. Just like you guys, you should never stop grinding. You should never stop trying. I always say easy come, easy go. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. So we're going to keep fighting through it. And if there's anything you're going through, you're in my prayers. Always reach out to me by email. Follow us on Twitter at BCCS Sports. Click on our subscribe and give us a thumbs up on YouTube. And again, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to come and talk gambling with you guys each and every day. I love you, my winners. God bless you.